What's poppin', everybody? This is your boy Desmond D, aka Destination Gaming. I'm back at it again with another video. So today, you guys, we're gonna be reacting to this is about the homie wrestling GIF. If I got that right, wrestling. Anyway, the WWE in 2016 was awesome. Reaction. Now, this is about like I said, this is about the homie wrestling GIFs. I think wrestling GIFs. If I'm pronouncing it wrong, let me know in the comments. But yeah, man. So WWE in 2016, I didn't really watch much of wrestling in 2016 because like during the time I didn't really care much about what WWE was doing around that particular time. I mean, I followed them on social media, so I caught up a little bit what was going on, but I didn't see the entire thing, like the entire show, until like maybe somewhere around either mid or late 2016 going into 2017. I think that was when I started really getting, really look at it on TV wise. But we're not gonna waste any more time, you guys. Let's go ahead and jump right into it. But before we get started, you guys, make sure you subscribe to the channel, tap on that bell for notifications so you don't miss any videos. Without further ado, let's put these bad boys on and let's get right into it.
On this channel, most of the time when talking about something in the WWE being awesome or being special, it's always from a certain period, the 2000s and sometimes the early 2010s, which directly relates to the time I was a kid. So of course I was going to find the WWE awesome even if I grew up in a time where Vladimir Kozlov was a thing. But there is one year that truly stands out that wasn't from that time period, a year that actually took place when I was 18 years old, but still it will always hold a special place in my heart. It was the year I was going to my first year of university, the year that Drake dropped views, the Warriors blew a 3-1 lead, and it was the year that the WWE was honestly just special. 2016 in the WWE was a special time. This was the year where so many new superstars broke through, so many classic matches and moments, and it was a year that had no reason to be as elite as it was. What made 2016 so fun in the WWE was how diverse it was. There was something for everyone. No matter what you liked in the WWE, you got it. If you want Roman Reigns going God mode and beating everyone, sure, why not? You like women's wrestling? You definitely got what you needed. They even brought back cruiserweights. There was truly something for everyone. I was invested, I was excited, I was a true fan of the product once again. And the weirdest part is, WrestleMania sucked that year. But even then, when I think of 20...
Oh yeah. I definitely remember people was talking so much noise about WrestleMania 32. It was that bad. And if that's the man, good thing I did not see it. Plus, on top of that, it was here in Texas. Good thing I didn't go.
2016, I can't help but smile. Shout out to Nas, but life was just good, and wrestling played a huge factor in that. The year started and everybody and their mom was injured. John Cena, Randy Orton, Seth Rollins. But even then, the Royal Rumble pay-per-view perfectly set the tone for the rest of the year. This was the year that the Royal Rumble was Super Roman Reigns versus the world. And everybody knew what was going to happen, but it didn't matter. It was still such an awesome night. Triple H coming in at the end, going over. And how could we forget the debut of AJ Styles?
That surprised me too.
2016, like his life depended on it, and it all started here. I'll never forget watching Raw in February of 2016, and I thought it was going to be just another episode. And after 7 long years, we finally heard Shane McMahon's theme play, and Shane was back. The crowd was going insane.
When I heard that Shane McMahon came back, oh, I was immediately stunned. I was so happy to see Shane McMahon back to WWE. Man, that was a beautiful thing.
Going insane and jumping in my living room. We always hoped that Shane would be back. And 2016 was the year that he finally came back. And then a few weeks later, he tried to kill himself on pay-per-view.
That part, like, that definitely surprised me too, because he almost died, man. Like, why you keep constantly, you are too old to be doing these doggone moves, man, okay? You got all gray hairs all up in your hair, man. And you doing these types of moves on Hell in a Cells? Crazy.
He tried to kill himself on pay-per-view for the industry. Shane McMahon and trying to kill himself. Name a more iconic duo. In 2016, I actually went to WWE Roadblock in March of that year, my first show in almost 10 years. The night where Dean Ambrose took on Triple H for the title, and I swear to God, everyone in there for brief moments actually thought that Dean was going to pull it off.
That part.
My favorite moments of the year was, of course, at WrestleMania 32. My two absolute favorites of all time in the ring together, kicking ass, being happy, and it was literally like the perfect conclusion to my childhood. Just so many memories and matches in 2016. Remember Money in the Bank? It was Roman Reigns versus Seth Rollins for the WWE title. Roman walked in champion. He had a banger with Seth. Seth won the championship just for Dean fucking Ambrose to come out and cash in the Money in the Bank. On one night, all three members of the Shield held the WWE title, which led to a match that everyone had been dreaming of since 2012. The Shield Triple Threat. What a time it was to be alive. I'm not gonna lie, 2016, the first half wasn't all perfect.
Don't get me wrong, that triple threat match should happen, but a lot of people wish that it was at WrestleMania instead of at a pay-per-view called Battleground. You know what I mean? So, yeah, it was cool, but, you know, at that time, I just wished it was at WrestleMania.
It was definitely up and down, but it still had so many fun moments. Zack Ryder finally accomplished something with his life. Sami Zayn and Kevin Owens feud. The women turned up at WrestleMania in that classic triple threat, but everything changed in July when the WWE hit us with
Charlotte Flair has been overbooked ever since.
Brand split. The second half of 2016 was just banger after banger. The John Cena and AJ Styles feud, the classic match at SummerSlam. Enzo and Cass were running shit. Remember when Heath Slater didn't get drafted and would pull up on both Raw and SmackDown begging for a job? Kevin Owens becoming the Universal Champion with Triple H's help. AJ Styles running SmackDown, the face that ran the place. Cena was still full-time. Dean Ambrose in his WWE prime. 2016 SmackDown was so good that people compared it to 2002 SmackDown. Every week was just the best 2 hours of wrestling.
Oh, shit. I messed up completely. But you know that your show is that damn good when you compare it to 2002 SmackDown. Like, I watched it back when the WWE Network was actually there, and WWE didn't sell their soul to Peacock. But I remember seeing it, and I'm like, bro, 2002 SmackDown was lit. Every matchup with The Rock and everything else, with I think Undertaker, and I think Kurt Angle was on there. It was a lot of wrestlers that was on that shows, and I was lit back then.
Good that people compared it to 2002 SmackDown. Every week was just the best 2 hours of wrestling you could possibly imagine. And never forget Talking Smack. I never ever in my life imagined I would ever watch a WWE post show. Hell, I have barely seen pre-shows in my life. In 2015, I probably would have rather got waterboarded than watch any sort of WWE post show. But once 2016 came around and Talking Smack became a thing, I loved it. Talking Smack.
I love this part too. The Miz went in. He snapped to the point where he lost it. Like, ever since as soon as Daniel Bryan called him, said that he wrestled like a coward, the Miz just went in. Mind you, he was already having a great run as Intercontinental Champion, but as soon as Daniel Bryan said they called him a coward, he went in. I remember seeing that. I think I seen it before on. What did I see it on TV? No, I think it was on Twitter when I saw this, and I lost my mind. Lost it.
It was must-see television. Daniel Bryan and Mrs. promo where it looked like Bryan was going to cry. Every week you would get to see the fun side of wrestlers' personalities, stuff that WWE would never allow on TV promos. You saw wrestlers be themselves, and you actually started liking wrestlers that otherwise you would have never ever considered being a fan of. I made a whole video on how special Survivor Series 2016 was. 2016 was the year that Goldberg came back and in 1 minute and 30 seconds beat Brock Lesnar and had the whole world just speechless. The women did their thing.
Bill Goldberg.
Charlotte on Raw in the crowd. The first ever women's Hell in a Cell. I could legit go on for hours. Wait, hold up. I just forgot. Randy Orton was in the Wyatt family. The Miz and Dolph Ziggler feud. Finn Balor made his debut on the main roster and was a superstar. This was the year that the New Day truly became the New Day. See, that's the thing. I already know I'm missing so many moments in matches right now, but you can't even really blame me. 2016 was packed with so much content, so many moments, so many matches, it's impossible to recall everything. 2016 was the year where somehow, some way, the WWE felt fun again. I felt like a kid again. I was excited for pay-per-views. I was really excited for the weekly shows. Characters were hitting differently, so many cool personalities, so many fresh faces mixed with veterans. Every week something would happen on TV that made it worth it to watch the show. WWE in 2016 felt cohesive. It felt like everything was just on point. For once in a long time, it felt like they knew what they were doing. They were ushering in this new generation, and regardless of how it turned out, 2016, the WWE was just in its zone. And speaking of in its zone, it's hard to talk about how special 2016 was without mentioning NXT. It's finally time to talk about NXT for the first time on this channel. NXT in 2016 was beautiful. This was when NXT was evolving every year. New wrestlers were coming in and out, new feuds, and honestly, when I look back at it, 2016 is probably my favorite NXT year ever. This was the year that Asuka just took over. She started her iconic reign and she was running it. Her matches with Bayley and Mickie James. The tag team division was on crack. American Alpha, The Revival, Authors of Pain, TM61, DIY. We were blessed, and don't even get me started with the main event scene. Nakamura's debut at NXT Dallas was just simply iconic. I remember sitting there in front of the TV, I was just in awe. The anticipation of his entrance, finally seeing him in a WWE ring, the crowd going crazy. It was a moment that honestly, I'm never gonna forget watching wrestling. And I'm not even a Nakamura fan, to be honest. And that's the thing. 2016 just...
How could you not be a fan?
The main roster was popping, the women's division mattered once again, SmackDown mattered once again, tag team wrestling was back. We had shocking moments, sad moments like Daniel Bryan retiring, we had happy moments, some of the best wrestling packed into 1 year. I never ever thought in 2016 I would be nostalgic about 2016 WWE, but now that it's been 5 years, I can't help it. I wish I knew how special it truly was, because I thought in 2016 and going forward that this was how the WWE was going to be. I thought that the WWE was back. I thought it was going to get better, but nah, 2016 was like the peak of the new era.
Oh yeah, definitely.
Just a special vibe. And it's crazy how much has changed since then. And I can't lie, I truly miss it. Looking back at it, 2016 truly ignited my passion for WWE once again. If it wasn't for 2016 being as special as it was, I don't know what kind of wrestling fan I would have been today. Never forget the WWE in 2016. So many moments and matches, so many memories, just good times. Good times. What's your favorite memory of 2016? What do you miss the most? Let me know below. I'm so curious to hear because there was so much diversity that year. There was something for everyone. And what was that something for you? Comment down below. I just want to say thank you guys for watching. It truly means the world. It's your boy Pav, aka Wrestling Gifts, the best wrestling YouTuber out.
Wrestling Gifts. Okay, I said it right. Wrestling Gifts. For me, like I said in the beginning, I never really caught up, but I caught up with Raw and SmackDown through Twitter. I never seen it through like cable wise through watching it on TV, because at that particular time I didn't really have cable back then. So the only thing I could watch it on, well, not really watch it, but some clips of it on Twitter through social media was basically on Twitter. And honestly, the only thing that I can basically come up with was of course what I just mentioned earlier, was when The Miz was basically doing his promo on Daniel Bryan. But I didn't really catch up on all this stuff until like somewhere around 2017, like early 2017. You know what I mean? So if he had said something about 2017, which we all know it wasn't really good, then trust me when I tell you, I would have easily brought up some things from 2017 that I thought was cool. But that's gonna be the end of this video, guys. Hope you guys enjoyed it. If you did, give this video a big fat thumbs up. Make sure you like, comment, and if you're brand new to the channel, hit that subscribe button, tap on that notification bell so you don't miss any single videos. This is your boy Desmond D, aka Destination Gaming, saying peace.